Sonic Black, I have some news for you that is considered very important.
Not right now, Mecha Sonic. I still need to come up with this part of the story.
While you were sitting with your lazy bum on the couch, I found out information on this Nitro person.
Wait, what? You found information on Nitro? How did you manage to find information from here?
Well, I did do a software update recently that makes me able to connect to the internet. I have Linux set up on my software, which is very flexible for my system.
Okay, what did you find out about Nitro?
A lot, actually. And some important info I wanted to show you. For starters, he owns a YouTube channel under the name NitroMugenGaming, currently sitting at over 2,500 peasants, or subscribers as they call them.
I love how you mention them as peasants. You got that from me?
No.
Sorry, carry on.
There is a video up here that shows his first appearance in this series that we are also in.
What? What do you mean by that?
Watch this part of the video.
Even starring in a little sitcom that Sonic Black doesn't know he's in.
What the hell? He is not only making us look like clowns, he's also using us as entertainment. I've never felt so disrespected in my lifespan. I am a god. I shouldn't be used as someone's entertainment.
Seems like something you would do, though.
Now that you mention it, I would do that. But that's not the point. The moment that duck person arrived, I knew something wasn't right. It was like I was being invaded, and now it all makes sense. The sound effects, the laughing. Damn. And even if I wanted to do anything about it, she will tell on me.
Speaking of that, I also looked into his most recent videos and found some important notes.
All right, Mecha Sonic, what else have you found?
First, at the end of his videos, he talks about his power-ups and transformation that he can do. For example, in his video, Nazo vs. Seelkadoom, he mentions that he can take them both on, guessing that his power level and strength are extremely high.
I barely took on Seelkadoom, and then you're telling me that Nitro can take on both this Nazo and Seelkadoom? Also, who is this Nazo?
Another enemy that Sonic and Shadow fought back then. Nazo, the Chaos Beast, has a similar power level to Seelkadoom, though he has 3 transformations on his sleeves. His last one, known as Hyper Perfect Nazo, took the fusion of Sonic and Shadow, known as Shadic in their hyper form, to take out Nazo.
Fusion? They can do fusion as well?
Yes, it's their last resort in defeating the enemy. Very powerful. Continuing on with Nitro, in this video, Eon vs. Infinite, he mentions that he can dodge in his base form, something that you can also do. He also mentions something about this Ikari form. Have you heard of this form before?
No, I never heard of this Ikari form before.
Okay, moving on in this video, Fleetway Sonic vs. Knuckles and Tails. He mentions 3 other transformations. First 2 that they mentioned was SSG and SSGSS. Don't know what those 2 meant, but Duck also mentioned something about not stacking it with Kaioken.
Wait a minute! His appearance! Super Saiyan God! Kaioken! Nitro's a Saiyan?!
I'm sorry, but what do you mean by Saiyan?
Oh, you never heard the term Saiyan before. Your universe never had any. It's been years since I heard that word, but allow me to give you a rundown. Saiyans are a warrior's race that are known for being very cocky. The strongest trait they are known for is their love for fighting. A lot. With many years of training, they can become as strong as gods and gain immense power every time they are near low health. That is known as Zenkai. The Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan that you mention are transformations that they can be gained when trained under a god. The Kaioken is a technique that is also trained under a god. No wonder he looks familiar. He nearly looks like that scumbag mortal that I took the body of before I got erased. Which reminds me, their main power is anger. The angrier a Saiyan gets, the more powerful and dangerous they can become. They are not to be judged lightly, Mecha Sonic. Nitro is indeed, in fact, very strong. And he too can rival with the gods. I can't believe it.
With that fact in mind, I don't think you're ready to hear this part.
No Mecha Sonic! You are going to tell me that information, and I want to know now.
Okay. Although I hadn't found the name for this transformation. My guess is this transformation is his most powerful transformation that he has, as it changes the world to a certain color when he uses it. Duck mentions it as being a reddish-purplish form, and she seems worried when Nitro goes into this state.
Reddish-purplish form? That reminded me of someone else who had a similar color appearance. No, it can't be. That color scheme, Mecha Sonic, reminds me of another very powerful god. He goes by the name Lord Beerus. He is a god of destruction, one of the most powerful foes I have laid eyes on. He is not to be messed with.
Lord Beerus. He does sound like a very powerful god. You seem to be in a very strong universe similar to ours before you were here.
Yes, my universe contains many powerful gods, from gods of destructions to the angels, and then the most powerful of them all, Zeno. He can erase universes with no sweat given. Besides his appearance, he is someone not to get on his bad side.
Wow, that is very impressive. But once we get our hands on the Master Emerald, we will both become as strong as those angels you mention. After all, we have our own set of Chaos Emeralds to start out with. Yours from an alternative multiverse.
You're right, just one step further, and I can achieve that hyperform I so dearly been dreaming about.
That reminds me, all those fights that Nitro was watching, all the fights that are on his channel, each of them is from different multiverses.
What? Don't tell me?
Yes, it seems that Nitro not only likes fighting, not only very powerful, but likes to watch others fight. And he does so by traveling across multiverses.
How? How can he travel across multiverses?
He has help from a very intelligent machine under the name Turbo. I look into him. Even Dr. Eggman would be impressed by this Turbo. Unfortunately, his creator is unknown.
I can't believe it! I can't believe he uses a very powerful, godly machine to go to different multiverse just to watch other strong warriors battle it out? If I had that machine, I would have gone back to the multiverse of those pesky mortals that got rid of me and destroyed them for good. Unbelievable!
Speaking of multiverses, there is one more piece of information that I like to share. Not sure if it's important in any way, but while I was going through his channel, I found out that he isn't the only one capable of traveling through multiverses.
What? What do you mean he isn't the only one? Who else has this machine?
In this case, a similar software. Nitro has been dropping hints on his transformations for a bit. But in both videos, his introduction and the fight between Shadic vs Gogeta, Duck isn't the only person he seems to like. There is someone else that he also admires. He never got to meet her, but Duck did.
Wait, before you mention this mortal, there was a multiverse where Shadic fought with this Gogeta person. Do you happen to have the video?
Yes, here it is.
Wait, that's them! That's Goku and Vegeta! Those pesky mortals! And wait, what? This Gogeta is another fusion they can do!
So that's their version of the fusion.
Yes, this and Vegito is a fusion those mortals can do, apparently. I see the similarity now. And they also have this Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan state that their other fusion can do. Seems like that technique doesn't require the Patara rings to fuse. Interesting. I don't want to steer off topic for too long, but tell me, who won that fight?
Not sure how close both were in low health, but Shadic won in his super form. Quite strong warriors. You were right on not to underestimate them.
And in their super form, they took them out, and not hyper? Interesting.
Yes, back to what I was saying earlier. Nitro's interest to this person is very high. Hints such as an old video that he posted before this movie appear, the AI photos that he shows to the community, the jacket or sweater that he wears in his profile photo, similar to the person he admires, and lastly, naming a transformation after the dimension that she is in.
Ha 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 ha! The stupidity of naming a transformation after this mortal's home dimension such a wise move, Nitro. Wait, did you say another transformation?
According to Duck, she mentions that this base 14512 state is his full power state.
Full power state?
In his base form, yes. Seelkadoom has a full power state, you saw it. But since he mentions it as a transformation, this state will more likely be permanent.
And no one seems to find out about the stupid hints that Nitro is dropping for this mortal.
No, since all are just friendly little posts, and not a lot of people watch all the way, he manages to get away with it. But I bet he wanted to let people know in a way that is not too sudden.
Alright, so Nitro has 5 transformations. This full power state, Ikari, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. And the last one that is currently unknown to us. Quite a lot of toys to play with Nitro. I would be happy to fight you all out once I get my hands on my hyper form. So who is this mortal that Nitro so dearly admires?
This person goes by this name. First name, Penny, spelled P-E-N-I. Last name of the subject, Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R. Full name, Penny Parker.
And this Penny Parker can also travel for multiverses?
In a way, yes. She manages to travel through the multiverse where Duck and Nitro were both in. She does so with a tall red mech, but that's not the main source of her traveling ability.
My question is, how did Duck even meet up with her in the first place?
Been trying to find that out for a while as well. It seems that they know each other for a while now. The only logical thing that would happen is that Duck would also has the ability to travel through multiverse and somehow met up with her.
Damn it all! Nitro has it, this mortal Penny Parker has it, and now Duck! It's like a bargain sell for this device. I mean, really, how did they get their hands on this machine?
My guess is that Nitro gave Duck a copy of Turbo in the data set. As for this Penny Parker, a watch-looking device is what is capable for her multiverse travels, going through based off the second movie anyway. Not 100% certain, but more likely.
Mecha Sonic, you mentioned that Nitro released a series of AI-generated pictures of this mortal.
Can you show me these photos to me?
I don't see why not. Here you go.
I see.
I feel like there is a pattern going on here, but I don't know why.
If you're that obsessed with traveling through multiverses, there is a chance that the Master Emerald, plus with the Chaos Emeralds, can have the same ability.
A chance?
Yes, but since I personally never seen anyone traveling through multiverses during that state, I'm not so sure. However, that doesn't mean that it won't be able to. You just need to learn more on the Emeralds. Some more knowledge does help.
If that's true, then maybe I can somehow use it like how I use the time rings. Question. Does this ability has any limitations?
As far as I know, no. There are no limitations to this ability.
Perfect! Ha 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 ha! Such a shame that I, Sonic Black, found about this mortal that he admires so much first. Penny Parker, ha!
You're too naive, Nitro.
Such a shame you hadn't got to meet her. Too bad it will only be in your fantasy.
You know Sonic Black. I remember hearing Duck saying something about telling on you to Nitro if you're being rude. If we both know that Nitro is this powerful, wouldn't you think this Penny Parker also applies with this situation?
Are you for real right now? This mortal isn't even with Nitro and Duck. She is all alone doing whatever shenanigans she's up to in a different multiverse. I can say whatever rude thing I want about her, and she won't tell anyone. Not a single soul.
I guess, but I have a feeling it's going to hit you really hard in the future, right in the chest.
Why did you mention where I was getting hit from?
Nothing much, just a random generated guess.
Right, okay. About the Chaos Emeralds, why won't you teach me how to go super? I would like to fight you again. After all, the more training, the better. And to also see which super form is stronger.
I supposed I can do that. Grab your Chaos Emeralds and meet me outside.
Very well then.
So naive, Nitro.
Let's see if your Saiyan instincts can stop me from gaining this hyper form. I bet you want to fight me at my very best, no?
Just you wait, Nitro. You will regret making fun of me.
color. Is it not beautiful?
Round 1. Fight!